Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Lai Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who grew well. Salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth with all diligence and sincerity, risking your freedoms and your lives to do so. This is the brother Lahab coming to you with another lesson. It says the U.S. will pay salaries to thousands of Ukrainians during government shutdown. All right, and this is just going to be another little pebble that's going to push us further into debt, as well as it's going to decrease the government spending within the U.S. and cut off a lot of benefits, which they're talking about cutting off Social Security sometime around the end of October, off in November. You know that a lot of Americans going to be asked out, and that's going to increase the looting, as well as more crime is going to go up. You know, in these states, man. Aside from that, people are going to be agitated. So sooner or later, we're going to be in civil unrest. This is also why you hear things about, people are saying if politics altogether, man, whether it be Republican or Democrat. But it's really a lot of Republicans that are coming to that spirit of, well, we're not going to do this. We're not going into another shutdown for us, a pandemic. We're not doing that again. We learned from that. We lost a lot of family when it came to that, and as well as ties were broken. Yeah, a lot of people, they're not falling for the okie doke anymore, man. You know, and every time you hear about Biden, well, it's like they'll say he did something good, so-called, and then someone will say, commenting, if he can only forgive these student loans, or maybe he should stop sending $200 billion towards Ukraine. You know, these citizens are actually starting to get pissed off about this, man. And that's written in the scriptures. I'm gonna get it. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "Woe to them, to the world, and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Because this is gonna increase the looting in America, especially in places in these major cities, man. Places like Chicago, New York, out in LA, all right, in which they've actually enacted the cashless bail. Now, you got even citizens that haven't even been arrested, at all. Like, some they'll let us spend a night in jail, then they'll let them go. But you got citizens that their whole case has been pretty much thrown out because of this cashless bail. Because what he is trying to bring is really the prison is really just gotten larger with no judicial system involved. It's going to be pretty much they're trying to bring it back, this capital punishment, if anything, which is going to be enacted by soldiers. It's not going to be a fair trial at all, really. What do they call it? Due process. It's going to be suspended. All right. It's just pretty much death in FEMA camp, man. If you get caught slipping in the times that we're coming into, man. All right. And these times that we're coming into, well, like a guy was saying, it was a homeless guy around my neighborhood. He was screaming it out, because I live around a bunch of feminists. But he was screaming it out around about December, November. The purge is coming, in which they didn't, they didn't have that law active in January because it's supposed to come January 5th. They waited later on to this year, But sooner or later, little by little, we're about to be seeing a lot of death, a lot of looting, all right? More scamming until the system is all scammed out and there's nothing. Until finally, money does not have a value. The only thing that has value is victuals. And people are trying to rob you, or you're trying to rob, so that you can survive another day or have your family survive another day. These are the times that we're coming into. The sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Famine. Now the next big thing after this is going to be famine. Because then, once people looted the stores, and there's not any food in the stores, then you're trying to see what else does another man have. And then after that, you're trying to see, well, I'm going to use my people to go take from these people, or we're just going to take the people. This is what's on the rise, and this is what's coming, because we're pretty much already here, bro. Contrary to popular belief, we're pretty much in the beginning of sorrows, Jacob's trouble beginning. It's pretty much all the pieces are in place now. You have the different soldiers that are coming in with the migrants. All right. You had a few what looked like they could have been intels from China or intels from Ukraine coming in at borders. So it's really just only a matter of time before we're actually really in it, and there's no looking back. This new norm is about to be very much different. It's growing and it's speeding up rapidly according to prophecy, man, because the Lord wants to get rid of this place. But it says he's gonna sweep this place off the map with the besom of destruction, man. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, like I just said. America's already in 30 trillion in debt, man. Over 30 trillion. And it's rising. Yet, funding isn't going towards the U.S. It's going towards Ukraine, who's in a war with Russia, and financing their citizens. Because now, the beast is about to have power for 1 hour. But it says, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Just like, you had during the scamdemic. During the scamdemic, you had a lot of government officials and also the literal kings. I think the queen got attacked because people was like, well, you're lying to us, man. Sooner or later, these people are going to turn on those who are in power, because really, the presidents, the politicians, etc., they are just the scapegoat. The real king of the earth is the elites, man. The different bloodline banking families. They set up these puppeteers so that they can take the fall for when shit goes bad. Because they're not going to risk their own lives in safety. That's the whole bloodline of Edom right there, man. All right. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right, it says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because they're gonna have checkpoints set up very much soon, man. And brothers down in Mississippi, we're kind of used to that type of mindset, because the police do. It should be illegal, if I'm not mistaken. It is. They'll set up checkpoints just to see if you have your insurance or your license. Ain't shit really going on. Sometimes they might say that, oh yeah, it was criminal activity in this area, so they'll have you. We gotta make sure you're legit. But for the most part, they're just doing that to fulfill the quota. But that type of policing is about to come to the entire U.S., except it's not going to be police. It's going to be soldiers. You've seen the post-apocalyptic type of movies where they'll have the soldiers. Oh yeah, you can't come through here. And the only way they would have clearance to go in a certain area is if they know certain people, or if they're a doctor. But barely even that. They're showing you that they're going to make it extremely hard out here, man. It's going to be hard to move around. Certain people from out south in Chicago won't be able to go up north. And then what's so bad about it is that they have the public trans being suspended at a certain amount of time, to where you cannot travel to a certain area. It's like we call it, the pandemic. Well, this is pandemic number 2. Because what did the Bill Gates of hell say, man? He said, we'll be more prepared the next time. Well, who said there was going to be a next time? Well, they did. They're planning this. They're planning for this fallout. All right? For because of their pride, the city shall be the trouble, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right, because you got a lot of people. Hey, man, I remember it was about 10 years ago. Man said that it was a Jake, dreadheaded nigga. He probably dead now, but hey, he said I can go without food. My daughter's not. Meaning, what is he going to do when he does not have it? He's going to take. These are the times that we're coming into, man. And what's so bad about it? The people who have the most are pretty much weaklings in this society. I mean, they're strong in this society, but weaklings in reality, where they support weak thoughts, such as the moles or eat all together, and women who have been getting robbed. This is like I seen a clip. This one cop threw this woman to the ground, and it was like when Sonic gets hurt in the video game and all his little coins, his little rings pop out. A whole wad of cash popped out to this fat bitch's pockets, man. He dropped that bitch to the ground. Well, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be copying that same behavior. So they're going to be like, get that bitch shit. Hey, people are not going to have pity on old or young. And that's a part of that Ezekiel, man. Although those are going to be angels that it talks about in that Ezekiel, the angels are going to also be using people. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. It says, and the Lord said, Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations to be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said, in my hearing go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. Which is a part of that hunting, Because, hey, the Lord's going to endow his men with power to become hunters. But these angels, hey, they have the spirit of fulfilling judgment, man. The angels don't sleep, they don't have sex, they don't eat. Their only desire is to do the will of Yahweh Shai, which is to deliver a message or to deliver judgment with a message. All right? And they're it's about to be wild out here, man. From the demons to the angels, it's about to get wild out here. It says, unto the others he said, in mine hearing go ye after him through the city And smite, let not your eyes spare, and have ye pity, and neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, from the babies to the old of age, man. That's the spirit. Both old and young, both maids and little children, and women. Become not near any man upon whom is the mark, and began at my sanctuary, which is with Israel, man. With the men that claim to be in this truth, the Lord is, hey, he started off judging Jake lately, man. All the false prophets, your time has come, man. If you're not sincere, the Lord is coming for you. All right? Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So with those that knew better. And he said unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. So these are the times that we're coming into, man. Yahweh Shemiah Shai is done playing. He's done winking. He's done that, man. Now, if you didn't stop it, he's going to stop it for you. If you want to be wicked, well, hey, it's a part of the revelations, man. It's like a revelation. What it says, let the filthy be filthy still, let the wicked be wicked still. But now here comes the bill. So with that, I'm gonna end this lesson off and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom, and Abba Ball.